Hello and welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful summer holiday. It's that time of the year when we transition from the leisurely days of summer back to our routines. As we all know, this change can be tricky, especially for children with special educational needs. That's why it's crucial to be kind to ourselves and focus on the relaxation during that period. It would be best to start with small steps and activities that children already know, such as spending time with a trusted adult, playing with their favorite toys, and engaging in regular games and activities. The beginning of the school year is also an excellent opportunity to build trusting relationships, practice coping skills, and have an open conversation about the summer holiday and the emotions behind returning to school. Remember, the transition period, especially for children with special education needs, can last a week or even longer. Some children may be overexcited, whilst others may feel anxious about returning to school. I hope you prepared yourself and set boundaries in a way that doesn't overwhelm the children or young people that you support. Remember that involving them in discussions and tuning in to their needs is essential. And I wish you all a peaceful and relaxing start to the new school year. So this time of the year is also a massive change to be inclusive, as I will share something unique and private. So my name is Bita Bednarska, and if you are new here, I help professionals with communication, social skills, and the well-being of the children and young people they support. In this first vlog, after the summer holiday, for the first time, you will learn about me and my personal story. So you will understand the why behind what I do and maybe relate to me more. In the end, you will be able to learn how to become a Lego-based therapy facilitator in one day and how to gain access to my online training for life. So there are many things that I would say about myself, but you will start knowing me when I became a learning support assistant. So I supported complex needs children, in particular children with autism, complex needs, learning difficulties, global delays, Asperger, pathological demand avoidance, etc. So I got through level 2 and level 3 teaching assistant, and I finished my high-level teaching assistant status. And at that time, I was doing what TAs do in the school and more. Then I finished my postgraduate autism spectrum condition at the Manchester Metropolitan University, and I trained with the National Autistic Society to become an autism lead practitioner. Now, I'm a dedicated counselor. I finished my Master of Counseling and Positive Psychology. Finally, I am a recognized expert in Lego-based therapy. Recently, I've partnered up with the National Autistic Society and I delivered free workshops about good practice and benefits of Lego-based therapy at the Autism Show in London, Birmingham and Manchester. I am an in-house and online Lego-based therapy training provider, and I help schools, NHS staff, charities, businesses and parents in my area of expertise. So guys, my passion lies in empowering schools and parents and professionals to support children and young people effectively and to give the professionals the necessary knowledge and the tools that they deserve and need to do their jobs. So this is about me. Now let me tell you a story about Bobby, which is of course not a real name, but it represents a wonderful person. So I met Bobby in 2013 And let me tell you, this boy changed my life. Bobby was the first young person I've worked with as a learning support assistant. When I started supporting him, he was well into year 1 with a fresh diagnosis of classic autism. I immediately knew who I would be helping when I entered the class. There it was, a confused, unengaged, anxious, non-verbal child who didn't understand the school routine, couldn't communicate with his peers, and felt lonely, frustrated, lost, and angry. He didn't look anyone in the eyes and felt separate from everybody at school. If you can imagine what it's like for any child to go for 2.5 years without forming a meaningful relationship at school, then that will give you a small idea of what it was like to be Bobby. He didn't talk to anyone at school, he didn't read, he didn't write, he didn't understand games, so he didn't want to join them. He was disengaged, anxious, and lonely. I will never forget that day, and I will never forget Bobby. But Bobby is not alone. There are 9 million school-age children and young people in England, and of course I would love to help them all. At least 2.6 million children experience similar difficulties in social communication, social skills, and mental health problems. So when I started working with Bobby, I asked for guidance, school policies, instructions, and training to help Bobby. I wonder what you think about my pledges. Let me know in the comments below. Well, I got nothing. When I commented that I couldn't believe how unprepared the school was and that he already lost 2.5 years, I was told that he was lucky. At least he got you, they said. Other kids are not as lucky as Bobby. Oh yes, I think the problem is even more profound as so many children are without a diagnosis and struggle with limited support. Still, they are experiencing issues in communication, social skill, and well-being daily. So as I was working with Bobby, I had no training. The school didn't invest in me, and the school didn't train me. The school should have given me specialistic tools, but unfortunately they didn't. I felt powerless. I felt like I needed to be helping Bobby properly. I needed to be helping him to the level he needed to be supported. He had already lost so much time. So that made me feel completely alone, like I was failing. I felt stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed, but still determined to help Bobby. So I decided to train myself to find a way, and I did it. I helped Bobby. However, guys, I paid a huge personal price. I got physically ill and then got through depression. People like me, dedicated and ready to help, but also stressed and unhappy about the lack of support and no plan. On top of that, I was also disappointed with the lack of career path for the teaching assistant, poor pay, and the inability to discuss that with management due to the lack of system. I felt underpaid, undermined, overwhelmed, and silent. But I'm not an exception. The research data that you can find on the government website shocked me. 36,000 people were leaving the profession, and this is an increase of 4,000 since 2020. 75% of all school staff are stressed, and 78% experience mental health symptoms due to work. Stress, anxiety, and depression are prevalent among staff. I assume that funding costs, COVID and mental health crises aren't helping either. If you watch this, you are probably one of my subscribers. You may be trained by me in person or online. If you are here, you seek ways to improve children's communication, social skills, and well-being. And I teach about that. But let me tell you what will happen if you do not address this social communication deficit and mental health. So first of all, school exclusions, and that's like epidemic nowadays, criminal convictions, dependency, loneliness, self-harming, depression, and suicide due to not understanding social growth and being vulnerable. This is the price individuals, families, and communities pay. And this is why I continue my work to change that. I hope that now you will understand me and relate to me more. And that was my short story. What do you think? Did you have a similar experience or the complete opposite? Please feel free to comment below. I would love to hear your story. Okay, now is the time for the second part of this video. So if you want to become Lego-based therapy facilitator, you can do so in November 2023. This training is appropriate for all professionals interested in developing children's communication, social skills, and improving their well-being. So if you're interested in becoming Lego-based therapy facilitator, I have an exciting event coming up. On November 24th, I will host a full-day in-person training event in Manchester. You will understand how facilitating child-centered Lego-based therapy can decrease their anxiety, increase their self-esteem, improve self-control, help them with making friends, express themselves, and help them with their self-awareness. All attendees will receive the CPD-accredited certificate, my 2 books, and one of them is the Play and Learn Fun with Bricks, and another one, it will be the Brick by Brick program. You will also get the access to my online training, assessment tools, and wealth of printable planning and resources, lifetime access. On top of that, you will receive 1-hour mentoring on organizing your first Lego-based therapy in your setting, and this will be done via Zoom call. Online chat support after you logged into your training portal is always available during the working hours. So, as you can see, you will be supported well. Remember, that's the only event this year, so make sure you don't miss it. You can find a link to the event in the description below this video. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you found this vlog informative and the story about Bobby inspiring as we embark on this new journey together. Remember, we're here to support one another in helping children and young people to thrive. Next week, you can listen to one of the head teachers and pastoral lead on why they target children's communication, social skill, and well-being, and what strategies and intervention they use. Learning from case studies is priceless, so don't miss the next one. Lastly, I am grateful for your continued support in watching and listening. If you didn't subscribe, please do so. It means the world to me. I wish you all a peaceful and relaxing start to the new school year. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and others. Until the next time. Bye.